everybody. Welcome to the Jankyard. I'm your host, The Treatment, and today we've got another exciting game for you to stream and commentate on. It's part of the Team Tourney finals, and it is Matt Bauers versus Killer Cactus. This is a very exciting matchup. It's sort of, if you think about it, a rematch from the Gen Con. For those of you who were there, Matt Bowers and Killer Cactus were the final two, and it was an Odette mirror. And this is part of the Team Tourney, which is a little bit, different. If you don't know what that is, basically 3 players form a team, and you only have access to one collection. So it's sort of a limited format in the sense of you can't just shove all the good stuff in. You need to spread good things around to your partners, and then once one player has played, you have a little bit more information for the other 2 players as to what is available, what isn't available, as well as what you might face from the opponents. So, Carl, good to have you on the stream or in the chat. This should be a very exciting match. You never know what either of these 2 prolific builders are going to bring. And of course, it is masterful in terms of their gameplay. I'm just going to bring that up so that we can get started because they are now both ready in the lobby. I am ready. Let them know that. And we are good to go. If you're in chat, let me know what you are up to, how things are going, how's life, what you might be excited to see today. Okay, well, we've got Matt on an Odette list with Illusion, Divine, and Ceremonial. I am assuming, just based on this being Matt, that he is going to be playing a Shadow Spirit or Whisperer. He does tend to enjoy some spin down as a partial plan B in his deck. And we've got Killer Cactus on the alt art Victoria, the brand new Victoria with her new Magnificence unique. Time to put it to the test and see if it can handle a competitive match against the great Charlotte. Love to have you. We've missed having you around. Good to have you in chat. Yeah, hopefully you get to see what's up with the new cards. I don't know if you've messed around too much with them, but it should be a good time. So we start off with Keepsake, which is basically Victoria's other unique classic, and that should help put pressure on any larger units that Matt might be playing. He starts with Shade Prowler, which is almost become a staple, although I've heard mixed things on around the community in terms of how easy or difficult it can be to actually sequence and use properly. Both players are actually playing Shade Prowler, which is interesting. Lightbringer, classic Divine card, comes down on Matt's side, and I'm assuming that, well, actually, I can't say what he's going to be playing with Ceremonial. I'm assuming that it's probably for Knights and potentially some reach with Fire Archers. But we'll see. Ooh, Killer Cactus is playing Crickets. Crickets Victoria. That is spicy. Oh, you know what? I just realized that unless people want to be squinting at the screen the whole time, I had, there we go. Had it too zoomed in, or too zoomed out. That should be better for everyone. Yeah, Carl. Yeah, I get it. I know why Nick might have wanted to be more conservative to play it power costed, but when you consider how many other Phoenixborn have great uniques that are all basic costed, it feels like just another slap in the face for her to get a fairly decent unique and then have it as a side action power cost just for that little bit extra. Screw you. All right, we've got both Prowlers coming down fast and furious, wasting no time. Matt is going to be playing Regress. Oh no. Oh no, what did I do? I clicked the wrong button. Sorry, folks. That was my bad. Just as as the action happened, Regress comes down and he swings and he kills it. That was what we missed. That was my bad. I miskeyed my shortcuts. Yeah, so we've got Shade Prowler easily punching for 2, taking out the other Prowler. I wonder if he's playing Polarity Mage as well to do like a double regress type of thing. Hey, Shadow, great to have you. You just missed a spicy regress followed by tabbing out of the gameplay. Matt's got 7 dice. Killer Cactus has 6. And the Cricket came down to an ETF. No biggie. He's gonna get his regress. Matt's gonna get his regress back, and Killer gets what did he get back? A hollow. Okay. Very interesting to see what the actual gameplay is, like the game plan, I guess, on Killer's side. You don't see crickets all that often, especially these days outside of Hope. All right, we've got the discard pile I can open up now. Matt has only lost a Blood Brawl and an Old Salt, so he's playing a lot of good stuff. And Blood Brawl could be pretty good in this matchup, depending what else Killer has. I wonder if he's playing Acrobat. And I'm curious to see whether Matt is playing Paladin. I would assume that he is. But we'll see. Wow, okay. Early passes on both sides. And we're going into round 2, just like that. And yeah, I guess in that case, I think Killer actually came out ahead in that case because he's got 3 down on his spell board. He got a keepsake token. Matt's milled 2. They're both at 2 damage, but they start at the same health. And another keepsake comes down. Okay. Lots of shotguns. So yeah, I think Killer sort of edged out that one, but we shall see how it turns around. I bet he was slow playing the Paladin, and or Matt was playing the Paladin, and he was trying to slow play it, and Killer just decided not to. But it was interesting that Matt had to pass second. I don't know what his last card would have been. If it was Regress, Paladin, and then I don't know, False Demon, maybe with the other illusion. That's a possibility. All right. So we have Prowler coming down, punching for 2. And I guess this is just going to be take the shots when you got him. I'm curious to see if he has, what's that? What's the card? From Darkness. That would be pretty neat if he had that. Hollow comes down, doing some spinning. I wonder if he'll do the Divine Dice, probably, is my guess. Put some pressure on the ability to play a Paladin quickly. Holy moly. Wait a second. What? Oh, I was like, not. It's 4 tokens because it's 2 on each. It's pretty good value. Pretty good value for a hollow. Lightbringer comes, hollow will swing, I'm assuming, into it. Nope, just swing in the face. Matt will block with the Lightbringer. And yeah, just a very clean, simple board. But Killer is up ahead 2 dice. Down 2 life, though. Oh, now down 1 life. Matt recurs an Old Salt. He knows that that will be valuable against the Night Song Cricket. And he passes. Very interesting. I don't know if I haven't been paying attention, but have the other matches in this team, both of their teams played? I have not been following any of the other games. Prowler comes down on Killer's side, which makes sense because now he sort of has at least a free 2-punch. But Matt does have both. Well, he can't play the regress now, so he has to choose whether to play the Old Salt or the regress. I don't think it's worth playing regress on the Prowler. You take 2, whatever, who cares? You still have a shot at getting the Paladin down, though, which would be valuable. But how are you going to deal with this Cricket? I mean, at least Matt knows that he'll end up getting Blood Brawl back, and Killer knows that he'll get Hollow back as it stands. They're not meditating much, so very good at controlling what they're going to get. Ah, okay, thanks, Shadow. So this is the last one. This is the big finale and decides who wins. So it was 1-1 split with the other teammates. That's pretty cool. It's a very exciting finale. All right. Killer punches for 2, and so now he is ahead on blood points, and they pass again. This is quite the game. Killer is not giving any good Paladin targets, and Matt really wants to hold on to it. I'm actually surprised that he doesn't just put it down at this point. Can't die to a keepsake. But yeah, okay, very interesting. I wonder if Killer has a 2 shadows. I mean, he's had that time die power for, I think, since round 1 at this point. Dream Fracture comes down. Okay, so now we got more spin down and a burn reach, and he is sitting very pretty. He just passes being able to play that. That's a good call. Lightbringer, sad Lightbringer, comes down. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was like, is that a mistake? Yeah, Prowler. I was like, that does nothing. They're gonna roll this back, but yeah, Killer is in a very nice position with loaded keepsakes, Dream Fracture, and very little pressure. Not worried about anything. I'm curious if he actually ended up drawing into anything really good and interesting. Maybe a Magnificence that we could see played. That would be cool. And he just blows away. Yeah, Magnificence flips, so you could flip a Paladin and blow it away. Pretty good value for 1 power side, but he hasn't meditated, so it's possible he doesn't have it, or he's just not bothered. And we also don't know if Matt, has Sword of Virtue in his hand or anything like that. All right, board state is now fixed. Prowler's down on Matt's side. Killer just uses his keepsake to blow it up. He's not going to take 2 more points of damage. That's enough cheap shots. And we see a double down. That makes sense when you're playing a cricket deck. And you still got another, keepsake fully loaded. And don't want to, like, the choices now, I'm going to open these up, are a little more varied. But I think if you're Killer and cricket dies, you're happy with any of those 3. back in your hand. We haven't seen what the charm die is for. I would assume Veil potentially if he is running any sort of knight. All right, regress coming down on the Shade Prowler. Oh yeah, Matt didn't exhaust his Shade Prowler book. That's all right. But yeah, curious. I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's Veil, and then he also has Realm Walkers, plural potentially, in the deck. Because I can't think of what else the time die is for. Like two shadows could just as easily be illusion, so it's got to be purposefully time oriented. I would think a Realm Walker with Golden Veil for backup is partially how he does it. All right, finally see the Paladin regress come down to kill the lowly Shade Prowler. I am assuming that that has been held on since round one, which is pretty funny to get to round three and it only coming down now. My question is whether we'll see a Magnificence pop play. So the Cricket is probably going to come down, and then Lightbringer. Oh no, he doesn't have Divine. He doesn't have to worry about that. Essence Druid. Oh, why did I think about that? Recurring your own cards and making it so that you filter your own discard. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah, okay. Works against, but I mean, it's still gonna die. A Paladin swing and enter the fray, kill that Druid. But I guess the keepsake will then be able to blow it up. Yeah, so killer I think is fine with this. Pretty good. Could be a standstill. Shadow, you're right. That is a possibility. I don't see why you'd take four to the face. You gotta be. Yeah, okay. So now I would blow this up this round because otherwise you risk Sword of Virtue bringing that Paladin back into the fray. But that's just me. I'm a little paranoid. I wouldn't want to lose that extra good value. Another keepsake comes down. All right. I mean, that's the one he pulled back, but he's choosing to slow play it. And he's going to have at least 1 point of burn damage right now. We know that Matt has the Old Salt, and he can't play Lightbringer, so I'm curious how he spends these last 3 dice. All right, he does use Enter the Fray. Takes another 2. I personally think Matt is not in a great position here. I would assume that Old Salt comes down now. Yeah. What could the last card or the last die be used for? And Killer did meditate up, I should say, the wolf die at some point. So it could be for Magnificent. Ooh, Umbral Acrobat. Well, I mean, that just gets popped, though. Right? Like, that just dies. I guess he's putting it down to save the Paladin, but that just dies. I think that was felt a little desperate. Instead of playing an Old Salt and having one, I guess if you have nothing to spend it on and it's going to clog your hand, you're going to discard it anyway. Forces the discard or forces the keepsake play, and then that way at least one fully loaded keepsake is down. Your Paladin is safe because it can't die from the Cricket. So I get it. But Matt's going to take at least 2 more damage here. Killer did miss a chance though to play Dream Fracture. Now that Matt's got no dice, I can't use it because there's nothing to spin down. So leaving that on the table, but the cricket will pop in for 2, and then Matt has top of round. He can't really do much against this cricket. So he is looking pretty good right now. And we know that Killer has double downs in the deck, which is always a so Killer's mentioning I can't fracture without the dice. Yes. There you go. So he made a mistake. It was not intentional to wait. Well, I guess it was intentional to wait it out, but he forgot the wording on it. Unlike Whisper, which always works. Whisper is slightly better in that regard. All right. So now both players more or less have a full grip of new cards, other than the Old Salt, which Matt is still holding on to. Might play it now because there's no risk of double down. Killer rolled poorly. And, that's at least a 5-point swing if he chooses to play it that way. Oh, Cricket works with Keepsake. Huh. I did not realize that. That's funny. That's clever. I did not ever think of that synergy. I mean, it's not great synergy, but that's a little cute thing to have going on. Okay. Well, if he does have double down in hand, I would assume that we are going to see a meditation for that time die. Armor of Valor comes down. Okay. So I would assume he's playing a 1-2 split. See, now, to me, well, if he drew that this round, then it doesn't matter, but he could have played it last round and the Old Salt. That means he probably drew it this round if he didn't play it before. But yeah, he's looking at taking potentially 6 to face. It'd be really great if Killer had. So he doesn't. He didn't play the. Oh, okay. Matt's gonna prepare for the extra wide swing because he's got the Lightbringer play, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can buff it 7, 8 as a swing, it's not lethal though. Don't fully swing and clog your board if you're not lethal. Killer might be running Figures in the Fog. Magnificence comes down. Pop right after Matt meditates away the Angelic Rescue. There you go. Flips the Silver Paladin, bops it on the nose. No, wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and manages to clear the Terror Herder because of the 2 pings. That was mega value. Yeah, mega value. Matt uses Enter the Fray to kill off the Hollow for 1. Now the discards are getting a little bit beefier, so it's a little hard for Killer to get exactly what he wants back. But he's sitting in a pretty good position, and now he's starting to apply the Dream Fracture burn. Yeah, 3 units for 2 dice was a great play. that was quite the play. I don't think you can. I mean, outside of, I guess, Meteor taking down smaller stuff, it's hard to take out anything with that much value with 2 dice. Shade Prowler comes down on Matt's side, so he's still looking to sort of stabilize because he is in a bit of trouble, and meditates a wolf. Interesting. So he's got Lightbringer that he can play, and then he's also meditating up Ceremonial. Okay, curious. Does he have a Celestial Knight? I know that is a card Matt likes to play. And Killer puts down his own Shade Prowler. It's unfortunate Killer doesn't have any way of buffing the Prowler. I mean, he might have like a backflip or something in there, but he can't easily deal with the Old Salt and Shade Prowler. Matt, though, does have a backflip, and he's going to make this Shade Prowler a beefy boy. Sick play. Yeah. Blows up the Prowler, punches for 5, and he still has the Old Salt to take care of the cricket that comes down. That was cool. All right, and just like that, we're basically even. That was awesome. Yeah. Just as I mentioned, backflip. All right, cool. That card is awesome. It's not always what you want in hand, but boy, does it make for really entertaining surprise attacks. That was awesome. That was very cool, and that's exactly sort of the synergy you want in the illusion deck with the Prowler. Awesome, awesome sauce. All right, Cricket comes down. Now we know that Matt has the Old Salt. I'd be curious if Killer has Double Down. He did meditate up that time die a long time ago. This would be the time to play it, and then gives a lot of pressure. But he might not get a chance. Matt is going to play Lightbringer first, and I wouldn't be surprised if he guards here and only takes 1 damage, not giving the opportunity for the cricket to take off. What a turnaround. I guess I didn't notice, but at one point Matt did lose a second paladin to the discard pile. He was also running Royal Charm with no charm dice, so presumably just for the positive buffing of the Terror Herders. And he does indeed have Polarity Mages to pull back the regress. Killer is not really lost anything we haven't seen other than a 2 shadows. All right, so Killer's thinking about this for some reason. I mean, he has to swing. I guess he's debating whether. Curious and curiouser. Huh. Hmm. Not sure why he did that. All right. Double Down comes out. And Matt just played into it. That was very strange. Can someone explain the thinking there of swinging at the Shade Prowler with the cricket instead of just swinging either to face or at the Lightbringer forcing a guard? Either way, it wasn't going to die. And Matt played into it anyway. I guess he wants to he figures get the double down out now. That was very strange. All right, Old Salt is dead, and now they're both going to get a choice of their cards because the cricket is also dead. And Killer is, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Shadow. That was weird. I'm not really sure even what other card could have made that sensible. Like if he had a divine for Fork Lightning, but you don't really care about clearing the Prowler anyway. I don't know. that was a bizarre play to me. I guess maybe he was worried in theory about Matt having sort of virtue and swinging it again. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is that true? Uh, oh, right. So if he swung at Lightbringer and Lightbringer counters, he can't do double down. Right, right, right. Oh, okay. Okay, so it was like a throwaway attack, but specifically so that Lightbringer didn't have a choice of countering. That makes a lot of sense. All right, thank you, Shadow. You're the thinker. Now we're top of round. We're at 8 life for Killer, 5 life for Matt, and Killer has the advantage here. He's playing Juggle too. Ooh, spicy. That might be a one of, but you never know. Killer could have a two of. He's crazy like that sometimes. Uh, he's definitely got the ability to pressure with Dream Fracture, and Matt is pretty pretty low here. I'm wondering though how he actually gets past like this round. If he can't finish this round, I think Matt could turn it, like just build a solid board and 8 damage for top of round 6 swing. With all the passing early on, it's pretty crazy that we're already round 5. Meant to invert a Lightbringer. What just happened? Oh, Magnificence. Right. Okay. And then do the 2 damage instead of the 1. There we go. Another Magnificence play. This time, rolling up didn't really. Wait, did he roll up? Plays Magnificence. He rolled 2 dice up. Okay. 2 dice and then mainly played it for the pings and punching for 2. And he's got the Dream Fracture for 1 more. Sympathy Pain could end it. Or just being able to play Shade Prowler at the right time and get the damage in. Ooh, double Gates Defender meditated away on Matt's side. That's sad. Those would have been pretty good earlier on. And another Old Salt in the bin. He's really meditating up at this point because he knows he doesn't want to die to the burn damage. And he's also, he had a really bad roll. So curious to see what goes on. He's running Choke. Okay. Yeah, Choke doesn't do much against Vicky here. Playing an Acrobat. Another backflip, which is probably why he meditated the other illusion. Easily can make Matt win. Like, flip +3 is 7 damage as long as he has any other unit. Shade Prowler is going to come down. The Shade Prowler can kill the Cricket. And unless Killer has double down, that could be game. This is pretty close, pretty spicy. Matt is down. Oh, Light Swordsman. Okay. He just plays it. All right. Prowler and Light Swordsman. Oh, because it was all in one turn. He couldn't swing. He's really just going for lethal, building up the lethal board here. He used Shade Prowler. Sorry, that was the illusion dice, so he doesn't have a backflip play here. But Umbral would be flipping the Night Song. Prowler kills it. 3 7. He's still one short. Divine Buff, actually. Divine Buff does it. Okay. Old Salt killing off the cricket would not. Oh, okay. Wolf's down. Afraid of that divine buff, or potentially another light swordsman swing. That was very smart. Wolf down, everyone. Even if you're playing Vicky, wolf down. That might have been the difference maker because I think Matt could have 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, that would have been lethal. With a yeah. Okay, that was cool. He almost certainly has a third old salt. You're just gonna swing. Gonna swing out. He doesn't have the ability to play Final Cry. He could have a single Fire Archer. He could have a second choke, like knowing that he only needs the 1 burn damage. I'm very curious to see what happens here. And whether Killer has another double down. All right, pause in the play. Night Song dies. They're both going to pick up cards. And spin down the ceremonial die. Okay. Baiting out the double down for Fork Lightning. You are a smart thinker, Fritzy. That would be a pretty crushing blow, especially since he gets top around. That would be game. Killer can only get Matt down to 2. Even if he had a third Dream Fracture, that's only down to 1. All right. Gates Defender is going back in hand, and Killer does have double down. That does have Fork Lightning. My goodness. All right. The action. Wow. Called it. Fast fingers, Fritzy. You got that comment in right at the right time. All right. Oof. Well, that's not ideal. I mean, if you're Killer, that's great if you're Matt. Although he did get both of his dice spun down to basics. Not that it matters. He's got plenty of cards. He's got a backflip. Okay. Backflip in hand, but he can't play it. So it doesn't matter. Killer making sure he gives exactly the cards that Matt cannot play. Another cricket book comes down. This Matt has to spin up both dice, or he will die. Oh, Sword of Virtue. And he still has Enter the Fray. That's GG. Wow. Played the cricket book too early? No. I don't think there was any sequencing that he could have done there to get rid of the acrobat. Yeah. Nah, Dream Fracture wouldn't have mattered yet. Like, he could have tried to play it earlier, but either way, he wasn't going to be able to get rid of this. Wow. What? I that I mean, Matt is one of the greatest players because he managed to get out of very tricky situations. I really thought he was he was going to lose there. He was on the back foot the whole time. And that one swing with the back flip, followed by another 3 unit swing, was the whole game. Congratulations. And Fritzy called that the perfect play, baiting the double down into a fork lightning, meditating exactly what he needed to in order to not be spun down. That was just incredible. Well played, Matt. Wow. That was awesome. Um, yeah, that was really, really cool. Awesome. Awesome sauce. What another great game between two amazing players. Very cool. Yeah, that was exciting to watch. The double down fork lightning. Yeah, I wonder if he didn't play double down and instead had just played 1 unit at a time, maybe. I mean, we don't know what was in his hand, but that was tricky. Very cool. If I wonder if he had spun down the divine die, the divine class. No. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Not being able to use the dream fracture twice, that was the difference. He didn't get to use it last turn, and then he didn't get to use the second dream fracture this turn. Big big difference there. Well, the difference of the game potentially. Very cool. Well, there you go, guys. Um, that was a very fun team tourney, and unfortunately, I don't think Matt is going to be doing his doubleheader tonight. Redenter didn't have time, and it's too late for Matt on a weeknight, so we'll have to stream that final maybe next week, and then we are basically getting into collection time. Shoot, speaking of, I haven't decided on my deck. So friendly reminder for everyone, if you want to be in the collection, there's no registration this year. Carl is just taking decks, and based off of if you submit a deck or not, provided you already had an invite, then you will be in the collection. So do not forget the deadline, I believe, is Friday, the 15th, if I recall. And then hopefully we'll do a stream for deck reveals since it is an open list collection this year, which is very exciting. Um, just catching up on chat. Killer said he never drew into any of his Whisper books, which would have helped. But yeah, should be good times, and that will hopefully be something that we're able to stream much more of. Hopefully, people post when they're going to be available, and hopefully, I'm available because it is the collection, and it's always fun to see more of those matches. The great players against the great players, everyone vying for the player of the year, and there will also be all the awards. Don't forget to nominate people. There's Org Gilstream Human of the Year, there's Community Member of the Year, there's Brankus of the Year, Deck Builder of the Year, and Rookie of the Year and Most Improved of the Year. I think those are all of them. But put in your nominations so that people earn what earn some pat on the back for their hard work this year. And if I don't know if I'm going to be streaming with anyone, but if anyone wants to co-host, even if it's just a random match here and there, please let me know. And that's about all I have for tonight. Oh, Fritzy is correcting. It was the 17th. Okay, so that's the Sunday. So get your decks in by Sunday. You have the nights and the weekend to think about it, and then next week will be when we do the reveal. So that is all for me, and I hope that everyone has a great Wednesday evening and a great rest of the week. I'll catch you whenever I catch you. If you're not janky, you're stanky, frog up, and especially for this game and this set, wolf down. Have a great night, everyone.